to get sold.
Right.
And so we are careful not to just post like new listing.
Right.
I mean, it's really obvious we have some listings. What we want to share is that we have a fun team. We have fun. We love what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we
can
believe in
see
what
it.
we're
We can
doing.
see it right there. So
Yeah.
we have a variety. I know a lot of you guys always ask about what to post on your stories, how to post on your stories, how to edit your stories. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a tutorial. It would take a little bit of time. Yeah. Maybe if Chris is open to it, we can go and do another refresh and walk you guys through how to actually create them. I see a lot of people are like, yes, let's do that. But we'll walk you through a little bit of the different kind of content that you can post. So tagging your location, doing a poll, yeah, just like hashtags, and this is, these are yours. So
And we talked a lot about stories. Now, there's a difference, like I said, there's a fine line between stories and timeline, what you're posting on your actual page. My team and I, shout out to the Eric Rollo team, we distinguish this fine line, and we realize that posting on your timeline, on your feed, when everyone hits your username and they see your full profile, that's your resume. I mean, you're having people look at that profile all day. Yep. So if I'm just seeing market stats from your local neighborhood on there, you know, from 12 weeks ago, I mean, that's boring shit at the end of the day. Like, people want to see fun stuff. They want to see stuff that will get them going. So, you know, where you're shooting your videos, you know, what type of pics you're taking. But again, to really hone in and understand that you have to shout out the world. I don't look at myself as a local advisor. I look at myself as a national advisor. And people will come to me from out of state and be like, look, I look at your Instagram page all the time. I want to move. How do I help them? And well, there's a reload deal for me. So if you target everybody instead of that local audience, you're going to see crazy results on your pages. And if that lives on your page forever, you have to make sure that it's legit content and not just, you know, little market stats or a quick deal you close, because you've already lost the game if that happens. So you have to be very, very, very intentional with what you're posting at all times.
Yeah.
And the stories, again, post it all day. Feel free. Go take a selfie in here. You know, just keep up with it. You know, it's a 24-hour, like I said, 24-hour expiration timeline. So, you know, you want to get in front of people that way, but then hit them with that punch with that timeline post. And, you know, we can go into a little bit more about like how frequently we post and whatnot too.
Yeah, so I have a bit of a different perspective coming from a business profile.
Right.
Business profiles aren't as exciting as a personal profile. There's a reason Apple has 8.6 million followers and Selena Gomez has 144 million. It's just different. And we have a hard time because we have different teams. And so we can't get as hyper local, and we have to be more brand and culture in our posting. So what we do is we're on a smaller scale too. So we don't have 20,000 followers. And I'm sure a lot of you in this room are in the same boat as us. So we kind of attack what we can, and we try and compete on the level that we can. So we're not trying to compete against huge hashtags. We're not, realtor life is something that we won't get noticed in because we have a lower following count. And so what we'll do is we'll look at our local market, we'll look at what people are looking at so that we can be those top posts in that area so that eventually we can kind of build some clout to keep rising. But we're looking to target around what we want to get noticed by. So there's a local Toronto blog.to. We look at what hashtags they're using and we use those as well. Every single story has to have some sort of call to action, but not in a sales way. We mean an interactive button or a GIF or
because you guys don't have swipe up, right?
We don't have swipe up, so we can.
So what's the difference with that? How do you guys do it?
We really, really push for ways to engage our audience. So you saw a couple examples. We'll ask them questions. We'll tell them the stories. We'll give them rating scales. And people want to. If you look at the way something's marketed and you give them something to answer, people want to close that loop. They want to be able to give you an answer and be like, okay, I've done it, moved on. People don't like things being incomplete. It's just human nature. So to be able to give them something that they have to do on our stories has been key. And then of course we can run promotions to get the swipe up. So if we're running, we're big in the Facebook world, and so we're kind of inching into Instagram, and so we're using our knowledge of what works on Facebook and trying to use that as a business platform for Instagram. So promotions and Instagram stories with content that's specific to Instagram stories is what's working.
Right, and you have a different process with that.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you have 10K followers to get, the swipe up. Like, there's unique ways to move around that. And at one point, I didn't have 10,000 followers either. It just so happened that a ton of agents, mortgage lenders, and real estate attorneys started following me and asking me a ton of questions, and I built up my account over time. But what we have to realize, and what I tell my teammates too, that they might not have 10,000 followers, but if you even just write swipe up on the story, like let's face it, you're walking through a home, or you want to let someone know about a quick market update on your story, you can write on the bottom swipe up, invite them to swipe up, just start that conversation with them, guys. It's not that difficult. It doesn't have to be like swipe up to a link. Like, I'll put my team website on my Instagram story once in a while to go to a blog post, but most of the time people are swiping up, there's actually no link. It's just people engaging on conversation. I've had deals literally from people, I got them approved, and I didn't have their phone number. This is crazy and it's true. I didn't even have their phone number until purchase and sale, because we were communicating over Instagram the entire time. So people see this as like, the new text message. This is the new thing. Invite them to swipe up, invite them on your page, because it's gonna expand tenfold at the end of the day.
Yeah, and let's clarify on that so you guys aren't confused, because I was confused when he told me about this. So it's not that he's saying swipe up to a link, because you can only have that feature if you have 10,000 followers. But it's more so to imply, message me, start the conversation.
Message.
And a lot of people have asked about Chris's Instagram strategy, and I manage Chris's account. And we didn't have 10,000 followers for a while. We grew his Instagram following by running promotions, by doing giveaways, getting people engaged and involved, and you really have to put in the effort. Like, when we set a goal for ourselves, and what we did was I went on every day for a few hours and commented on people's posts. I followed people, I messaged them, and I really got the conversation going, and it is crazy how far that can go. So it just goes back to being social and just getting that conversation started. Now, tell us about your content library, because I know you were talking about evergreen content earlier, and that's something that you do often.
Yeah, so how many of you are familiar with Slack or Dropbox? Okay, cool. So like maybe half the room. So Slack and Dropbox, Slack's more for a communication tool, but it's also a way to upload all of your content. I would probably recommend downloading Dropbox. You can get Dropbox on your phone, it's an app, and Dropbox is also on your PC. So when you're creating content on, if you guys have a pen, actually, let's write this down before I get into any more depth. Canva. Canva is a great content creating tool. You can go on canva.com. Canva has an app. And you can create just little flyers, like just mini flyers with quick stats about your team, what you can do, like just all these different logistics to it. So Canva.com is really cool. And what you can do essentially is you bring the content that you create into Dropbox, and it uploads right to your phone. So if you click, like once you hit the download button on Canva, it will go to your desktop, put it from your desktop into the Dropbox, and then you'll have the app on your phone and just plug it in Instagram story. It's as simple as that.
Canva even has templates for Instagram stories. If you wanted to do cool text and kind of set yourself apart, you don't have to think about it. You just plug it and play. There's another app I like too. It's called Hype Type. I think Chris might have mentioned it. That's where we got it. But it allows you to do kind of interactive stories with floating text. And we don't claim to be master editors or things. Hype Type. And so we don't claim to be master editors or anything like that, but we know how to curate the tools to do it. So Hype Type, and then there's Story Split. So when you have a too long video, in order to post it on the Instagram stories, you can use an app called Story Split, and it will splice it into 15-second clips that you can then upload onto Instagram stories.
Yeah, Chris does that with Cut Story. And so if you have a long form video, it'll cut it up into the 15 seconds for you. Super easy, and you can get your content out there. So we have about 5 minutes left on the clock. 3, 2, okay. 1 minute left. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this out. I want everyone to pull out their phones and take a selfie of yourselves, and I want you to post it on Instagram and hashtag Curaytor Excellence, but I don't see anyone taking out their phones. I need you guys to get involved. Let's go. Pull your phones out, take your selfies.
Take your selfie, post it on your timeline. At least 10 to 15 hashtags that are important in the real estate community.
And we'll
let
take
that
one
thing
too.
go. And tag as many people, tag everybody around you. You can tag up to 20 people. Just tag, let's do it. Everyone just do it.
Let's do it.
Are we going to do it together?
Smile. That's it. Cool.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
Guys, thank you very much.
Dante Bruzzi.